Delta State are proud members of the NCAA Division II, and as such, the university promotes good sportsmanship of student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, administrators, or other spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the facility. Washington thanks you for your cooperation in keeping Tiger softball a family game. Good afternoon, softball fans, and welcome to Sully Anderson Field for today's softball matchup between the visiting Lady Statesmen of Delta State University and your Washington Tigers. Before we get started today with today's game, we have today's invocation delivered to us from Washington's own Madison Schubach.
Please bow. Dear Heavenly Father God, we thank you for this day. We just thank you for the beautiful weather that you just bestowed upon us, God. I pray that you just watch over us and keep us safe. And I pray that you just keep everyone safe returning home after today. We love you and praise you for all that you've done. It's in your son's precious name that we pray. Amen.
As we just starting lineup for both teams, starting with the visitors, Delta State. In right field, number 4, Reagan Stafford.
I'll save you a spot right
Left fielder, number 3,
Yeah.
Owen Walker. Third baseman, number 9, Kayla Helms. First baseman, number 23, Jenny Rivers. Second baseman, number 8, Sydney Peavy. Designated players, number 30, Carly Blush. Catcher is number 16, Elena De Groupon. Shortstop, number 13, Lindsay Coffey. Center fielder, number 1, Alyssa Gover. Starting pitcher for Delta State, number 33, Madison Jenkins. And now here's the starting lineup for your Washington Tigers. Designated player number 26, Aaron Williams. Left fielder number 4, Caitlin Robbins. Right fielder number 6, Callie Jordan. Shortstop number 28, Madison Schubano. Catching for the Tigers is number 10, Kalia Kecahuno Fernandez. First baseman number 15, Hope Johnson. Center fielder number 33, Tiffany Backenberg. Third baseman number 11, Jesselyn Aaron. Second baseman number 3, Kellen Church. And starting at the circle for your Tigers, number 77, Tuesday Melton. At this time, we ask that you all please rise if you're able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. State, right fielder number 4, Reagan Stafford.
Now shoot!
Now batting left fielder, Elena Walker. Third baseman, Michaela Adams. First baseman, Jenny Riggers.
Hello, I'm Taylor King. I've been practicing law for over 34 years, but long before that, I learned what it takes to be a good lawyer, caring for others. You could say it's a family trait, and it's one I've passed along to my kids. If you've been involved in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK. I want to help.
We want to help, to be on your side, by your side. I'm Austin King. Now, I've not been practicing law quite as long as my dad, but thanks to him, I know what it takes to be a good lawyer. I guess you could say it runs in the family.
Our town, a place for new beginnings, stalwart pine trees, reuniting with old friends. Whether you find yourself here for a ball game, a wedding, or just to catch up with those you love, we want to invite you to be a guest on our front porch. A place to sit back and watch the world go by. A place where time seems to slow down. Our home away from home. Welcome back. Captain Henderson House, now accepting reservations.
Good afternoon and welcome to Ouachita Tigers softball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Apologize for the top of the first inning, just kind of leaving you stranded there. Afternoon games are fun for student broadcasts that have to go to class as well. Chris Babb here for game one. Chris Gay will join us in game two of this midweek non-conference doubleheader between Ouachita and Delta State. The Tigers come into the game 10-22 on the season. Delta State 9-22. For Ouachita to be the 1-2-3, Aaron Williams, Caitlin Province, and Callie Jordan. Aaron Williams getting the leadoff spot, batting first, the designated player. Province batting second and playing left field. Jordan batting third and playing right field. Shoebottom batting fourth. Madison Shoebottom batting fourth and playing shortstop. We'll bring you the rest of the Ouachita lineup as we get going. In the circle for the Lady Statesman, Madison Jenkins, right-handed pitcher, 3-10 on the season, 7.48 ERA, 2.14 whip on the season, and Williams ahead in the count, 1-0, fouls that one just to the left of us, high atop Sully Anderson Field on a beautiful, rather windy, as you might hear in the microphone, a rather windy March afternoon, but we will take it after the weather. That's right at the production trailer, and hope Wyatt Ashlock and Priscilla Levitt are all right in there. A couple of our students working the broadcast today, Noah Brown on the camera, Chris Gay, Jill Parsons will join us for game two. But we're glad you're with us in this midweek non-conference doubleheader between Ouachita and Delta State. Two teams looking to step out of conference play. Williams slaps that one to the left side. That is Michaela Helms at third base. Fields that one and throws over to Jenny Griggers at first. Take a look at the Delta State defensive lineup for head coach Whitney Way. Left to right in the outfield, Elena Walker in left field, Alyssa Gover in center field, and Reagan Stafford in right. Left to right around the infield for Delta State, Michaela Helms at third. You just saw her. Lindsay Coffey at short, Sydney Peavy at second, and Griggers at first. We mentioned Madison Jenkins in the circle, and behind the plate, Elena Degrapont for the Statesman. To the plate for Ouachita, Caitlin Province. They did call Williams safe at first. As I look down, battling the wind and trying to get the lineup card in. Williams tries to get the steal, or fakes the steal, and doesn't draw a throw. Two and one the count to Province, fouled out of play, so the count is now 2-2 to Caitlin Province. Comes into the game batting .237 on the season, 59 at bats, 14 runs, 14 hits, 2 of those doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer for Caitlin Province. The 2-2 pitch, I thought he was a strike on the outside part of the plate. A delayed call from the umpire. And Caitlin Province is rung up on the called strike 3. So Callie Jordan comes to the plate for Ouachita with 1 out, and Aaron Williams at first base. Jordan batting .312 on the season. This is her 31st appearance, 30th start of the season. Jordan gets the start in right field. First pitch from Madison Jenkins, just a bit outside. Very close to the called strike 3 on Province. Maybe just a little farther outside. The 1-0 pitch, high, 4-2. Williams takes an extra step over at first. Draws a look from Elena DeGroupont, but does not draw a throw. The 2-0 pitch, fouled out of play on top of the locker room facility here at Sully Anderson Field. Washita under head coach Derek Grimes. Jordan, Madison Shoebottom. Kikalua Fernandez getting the start at catcher today. She'll bat 5th, batting 6th. Hope Johnson playing first base. Jordan did not check her swing, so that's strike 2. Tiff Backenberg gets the start in center field. She'll bat 7th. Jesselyn Aarons will bat 8th and play third base. Kellen Church gets the start at second base and will bat 9th for Washita today. Tuesday Melton in the circle. Worked a scoreless top of the first inning. The 2-2 pitch is just a bit outside for ball 3, so the count is now full to Callie Jordan. The 3-2 pitch, high fly ball to center field. The wind will keep it well in play. And Alyssa Gover comes up and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Madison Shoebottom to the plate now for Washita with 2 on and 1 out. Williams reached to start the inning. After a strikeout from Province for the first out and the fly out from Jordan, Shoebottom stands in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning, no score. The 0-1 pitch gets inside the hands, and Shoebottom fouls that one out of play. 0-2 the count to the Washita freshman shortstop from Bald Knob, Arkansas, Madison Shoebottom. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Jenkins fields it, throws over to Griggers at first base, and Shoebottom is retired on the 1-3 putout. So Washita strands a runner. And after 1, we have no score here at Sully Anderson Field. You're watching Washita Tiger Softball on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. We'll be back after this timeout.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Washita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia, call Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
We go to the top of the second inning here at Sully Anderson Field. Midweek non-conference doubleheader, mostly sunny skies here. Beautiful afternoon. It was beautiful yesterday for Washita baseball as they played the last of a 3-game series against Southeastern Oklahoma State, a 3-game GAC series. Washita softball in action today here in Arkadelphia. The baseball team in action in Memphis against another Gulf South member in Christian Brothers. Beautiful day for Spring Sports. The first pitch swinging right out to Callie Jordan in right field. Jordan only had to move one step to her left to make that catch. And the first out of the second inning is recorded as Sydney Peavy flies out to right field. Carly Blush to the plate, the designated player. The 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for Delta State. Carly Blush, Elena Degrapont at 7, and Lindsay Coffey batting 8th. First pitch fouled back to the back screen by Carly Blush. Blush, a 5'3" junior from Helena, Arkansas, Marville High School. These two used to be conference foes, as Ouachita was in the Gulf South Conference in the early 2000s, and then made the move with the rest of the Arkansas schools, along with the Oklahoma, 6 of the Division II Oklahoma schools, to form the Great American Conference. So these two teams have some history from days in the GSC, but now a non-conference midweek doubleheader here, as both of these teams trying to get back in the swing of things on the winning side, as that nice 1-1 pitch was from Melton was on the outside part of the plate. Both of these teams have struggled, almost identical records. Ouachita 10-22, Delta State 9-22. Both trying to get some momentum heading into their respective conference series this week. The 1-2 pitch from Melton outside for ball 2. Ouachita will be here at Sully Anderson Field against nationally ranked Southern Arkansas this weekend. That is scheduled for Friday and Saturday, a single game Friday and a doubleheader on Saturday. But as has been the case every weekend this spring, rain is in the forecast. The 2-2 pitch from Melton fouled just off the end of the bat over towards the Ouachita dugout. I don't think we've had a baseball or softball series yet that has not been affected by weather. I think whether it's a time change, obviously we've had several day changes, and so the weather that is in the forecast for this Friday, as the 2-2 pitch from Melton is outside for ball 3, indicates that we might just keep that pattern continued, as the entire state of Arkansas is under the green blob of rain on the forecast, on the extended forecast for most of the day on Friday. Should there be a change, you can check in with obutigers.com for that. The 3-2 pitch grounded over to Church at second base. She gets the throw to Hope Johnson for the second out of the inning, and that will bring up Elena Degrapont. Degrapont, a 5-foot freshman catcher from Denham Springs, Louisiana, transfer from Tennessee State University. Big swing and a miss at the first pitch she sees from Tuesday Melton. Melton 8-11 on the season, 4.57 ERA. This is her 23rd appearance, 19th start. Had 13 complete games. She's pitched 110 1/3 innings for the Tigers this season. The 0-1 pitch to Degrapont outside for ball 1. The wind is blowing. It's swirling today. Right now it's blowing in from left field towards right field. The 1-2 pitch catches the 1-1 pitch catches the bottom part of the zone for strike 2. So now the count is 1-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the second, no score. Melton's 1-2 pitch. Nice frame job by the Ouachita catcher, trying to get that one, but just couldn't quite get that one to go. Get the call, and so now the count is full. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the second inning, the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Tuesday Melton gets out of the second inning, 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base in the top of the second for Delta State. When we come back on OSDN, presented by Taylor King, it'll be the bottom of the second. Tigers coming to bat after this timeout.
If you or a loved one gets hurt in an accident,
You need true care and concern,
you can hand us everything, the bills, the paperwork, and anything else you need help with.
so you can focus on recovering from your injury.
That's why people turn to the Taylor King Law Firm.
You need an attorney with integrity and experience in dealing with the complex details.
We do everything we can to relieve the stress and take care of your family.
If you're injured in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
We'll be on your side, by your side.
Welcome back to Sully Anderson Field for the Ouachita Tigers. In the bottom of the second, it will be 5-6-7. Kalia Kekahuna Fernandez will lead off. Hope Johnson and then Tiffany Backenberg. Jesselyn Aarons and Kellen Church wait on deck and in the hole or wait in the dugout if anybody is to reach. Now we have a stoppage in play as Coach Grimes has brought out the tape measure. We have the chalk also, and so they are going to asked to do the running lane. And so while they do this little bit of field maintenance, we will go ahead and take another break. It'll take them a minute. And so we will take a break here on OSDN, presented by Taylor King Law. Back after this timeout, you're watching Ouachita Tiger Softball.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
All right, we're ready to go now. Kalia Kekahuna Fernandez leads things off in the bottom of the second for Ouachita. Yeah, it's Madison Jenkins. First pitch Jenkins sees is outside for ball one. Kekahuna Fernandez, freshman, sees the 1-0 pitch. Just catch the outside part of the plate for strike one. A 5'3" freshman from Waianae, Hawaii. The 1-1 pitch. Fists that one and finds a hole. She gets a base hit on the inside pitch. It jammed her a little bit, but she muscled it over the third baseman for a base hit. So a single to left field for Kekahuna Fernandez gives Ouachita its second base runner of the game, and that brings up first baseman Hope Johnson, batting 182 on the season. Only her fifth start, fifth appearance, has 11 at-bats in limited action. Coach Derek Grimes going with a different starting lineup today in this non-conference game. Hope Johnson squares around to bunt. First and third crash. Second base. Sydney Peavy was covering first to see if they could get Kekahuna Fernandez with too much of a lead, but indeed there was no throw. The 0-1 pitch is low for ball one to Hope Johnson. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Big cut at that one. Comes away empty, and so the count is 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three, and that is the first out of the inning. Johnson, a 5'10 freshman from Vilonia, Arkansas. Tiffany Backenberg comes to the plate now, 5'2 freshman from Peyton, Colorado. It's a start in center field today in game one. She bats with 1 on and 1 out. Takes the first pitch she sees on the very outside corner of the plate. For strike one. Wide strike zone for both of these pitchers. They've got to enjoy that. Take advantage of what they can get. The 0-1 pitch too far high and outside for ball one. One ball, one strike, one out. Outfield playing straight away. Corners in. Jenkins went back to that same spot, tried to get the call and couldn't. On the count, it's 2-1 now to the freshman Backenberg. Two-one pitch, high fly ball to left field, drifting still in fair territory, drifting back to the right is Alana Walker. And that is the second out of the inning on the F7, and that'll bring up Jesselyn Ahrens. Ahrens batting .233 on the season, 31st appearance, 30th start of the season for Jesselyn Ahrens. No score here, 2 outs. Jenkins again said if I can get it one time, I might try to get it again, but she did not get the call on that pitch. It was just a little bit outside. The 1-0 pitch, big cut from Ahrens, comes up empty. Talked about the wind a little bit earlier. It is chilly today, probably going to say 65 degrees. Wind blowing in some. So we've seen it blowing left to right. It died down for a minute right before Ahrens came to the plate, and now it looks like it is blowing out to right center field. Now swirling left to right, so a swirling wind today. Not going to be a consistent direction, but I think it is going to be consistently here. It does pick up to probably about 10 to 12 miles an hour. Gusts maybe up to 12. Now twos across the board. The 2-2 pitch. Fouls that one back as Jenkins took a little bit off of it. And I talk about the wind not dying down, and you can hear it coming through the microphone now. The 2-2 pitch from Jenkins. Inside and low for ball three. So Kekahuna Fernandez will be off with the pitch. As Jenkins looks in, gets her sign. The 3-2 pitch, low for ball four. And now it is a 2-out walk to Jesselyn Ahrens, and that takes us to the 9-hole hitter for Ouachita. Kellen Church stands in from the left side, junior from Jonesboro. 12th appearance, 11th start, only 18 at-bats on the season for Kellen Church. Does have speed. She might try to lay one down the third base line and see if she can beat it out. Instead, maybe a little slap hit as she took that one. even with 2 outs, it would be different, but Church does have good speed and can beat it out. The 0-1 pitch slaps that one foul just over the Ouachita dugout. Caught off the net by Maggie Huddleston. Some of the normal starters in this Ouachita lineup this season getting a rest in game 1. Erin Williams has started at catcher. She's getting the start at DP. The 0-2 pitch is in the right-handed batter's box for ball 1. The 1-2 ground ball to shortstop fielding, and the flip over to third is in time. So Kekahuna Fernandez is retired on the 6-5 put out for the 3rd out of the inning. And Ouachita strands 2, and we go to the end of the 2nd, no score on OSDN, presented by Taylor King Law.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
It'll be the 8-9-1 hitters for Delta State as we start the top of the 3rd inning. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error for Delta State. No runs on 1 hit, no errors for Ouachita as Tuesday Melton comes back to the plate, back to the circle for her 3rd inning of work. It'll be 8-9-1. Lindsey Coffey, Alyssa Gover, and Reagan Stafford for the Lady Statesmen of Delta State out of Cleveland, Mississippi. First pitch swinging. That's a high fly ball to center field, and it is gone. The first run of the game comes on the first swing in the 3rd inning, and the 8-hole hitter, Lindsey Coffey, gets a leadoff home run to start things off in the top of the 3rd. That wind died down. It was blowing in, and that flag in center field is just hanging limp on the pole, and she took advantage of the dead spot of the wind and went right over just to the center field side of the 205 marking in left center field. So 1-0 now, Lady Statesman out of Cleveland, Mississippi. Alyssa Gover to the plate now, the 9-hole hitter getting a start in center field today. First pitch swinging to second base. Church fields the throw over to Hope Johnson at first, and Gover is retired on the 4-3 put out. So Delta State being aggressive at the plate early in the count so far. 2 pitches, 2 swings, 1 home run, 1 out. Reagan Stafford to the plate now. Back to the top of the order. Stafford stands in from the left side. One of 2 lefties in this Delta State lineup. 4 lefties for Ouachita. First pitch taken, just misses, high or outside for ball 1. Michaela Helms is in the hole if Stafford and Elena Walker can do anything. Reagan Stafford, the right fielder, 5-foot junior from South Haven, Mississippi, DeSoto Central High School, just outside of Memphis. The 2-0 pitch, tries to drop down the bunt, but gets just a piece of the ball. Just place the bat over the ball on that one. Just the ball nearly barely nicked the bottom of the bat. The 2-1 pitch. Popped up in the infield. Shoebottom calls off Church, makes the catch for the second out of the inning on the P6. And that'll bring up Atlanta Walker. Walker gets a start in left field, a 5'7" junior from Taylorsville, Mississippi. This roster from Delta State, heavy on Mississippi and Louisiana. 14 players from Mississippi. Check swing. Shoebottom with the throw, but it's not going to be in time as Atlanta Walker got down the line quickly. And so it is an infield single on the slap hit to the shortstop. And Michaela Helms comes to the plate now with 2 outs and a runner on. Jenny Grigger is on deck if Helms can reach. Church, another 4-3 put out, ends the inning. So first pitch swinging on 3 of those 5 at bats. It does result in 1 hit for the Statesmen. No runs. 1 runner left on base. After 2.5, we go to the bottom of the third. Delta State has gotten on the board thanks to the leadoff homer from Lindsay Coffey. Ouachita will try to respond when we return on OSDN, presented by Taylor King Law after this timeout.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Wichita.
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
I'm Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic.
Hey, this is Alex Pruitt with Sports Illustrated Magazine.
This is Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Kranick of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
This is Danielle Musselman.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN.
This is Tom Hart of ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
We start the bottom of the third, and Ouachita goes back to the top of the order to Aaron Williams. Gets the start at DP today. Williams batting .350 on the season. 102nd at bat of the season. She started in all and played in all 32 of the games. First pitch swinging, fouls that one out of play on top of the concession stand and locker room facility. The wind has stayed. It's picked up a little bit, and now the cloud is in front of the sun. It's gotten a little bit chilly. See some jackets and hoodies coming out. The 0-1 pitch to Williams. High and outside for ball 1. Jenkins staying on the outside to most of these hitters, whether they're lefty or righty. Not wanting to give the hitters anything to turn on. The 1-1 pitch upstairs for ball 2. The softball field here at Sully Anderson Fields faces northeast. Sun sets behind the bleachers. The 2-1 pitch inside for ball 3. Williams trying to reach for the second time today in as many plate appearances. Grounds that one to the left side. Nice stab at it by Michaela Helms as she arranged a step to her left, using the momentum taking her to the first base bag, and made the throw across the diamond to retire Williams on the 5-3 putout. So Caitlin Providence comes up now, also stands in from the left side. First three batters in this Ouachita lineup are lefties, and so is the 9-hole hitter, and that's going to be a shot to the gap. That's going to get down for extra bases. Caitlin Province rounds first, and she goes into second, standing up with a one-out double to the right, the wall in right center field. That was a tremendous piece of hitting from Caitlin Province to give Ouachita its second base runner to reach scoring position today. Callie Jordan has a chance to drive Province in if she can replicate what Province just did at the plate. She just put a charge into that one hop to the wall. Ground ball right back up the middle. Jenkins does a nice job of fielding and looking Province back at second before firing over to first base to get the 1-3 put out. So now Jenkins is one pitch away from getting out of this inning after the one-out double to Province. Madison Shoebottom to the plate, the freshman from Bald Knob, batting .283 on the season. Stands in from the right side, 2 outs, runner on second. Jenkins again trying to go to the outside part of the plate, but missed that one. The 1-0 pitch, right down the middle for strike one. Shoebottom lays off that 1-1 pitch on the outside part of the plate. Ball 2. The 2-1 pitch is fisted into center field, and a diving catch is made in center field, or a running catch, sliding catch I guess is a better way to call it, by Alyssa Gover. And she got a nice read on that one from Shoebottom and was able to make the catch to retire the side on the line out to center field. So no runs on 1 hit, no Delta errors, 1 runner left on base. After 3, Delta State 1, Ouachita 0. Back to Sully Anderson Field after this timeout on OSDN presented by Taylor King Law.
Hello, I'm Taylor King. I've been practicing law for over 34 years, but long before that, I learned what it takes to be a good lawyer, caring for others. You could say it's a family trait, and it's one I've passed along to my kids. If you've been involved in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK. I want to help.
We want to help, to be on your side, by your side. I'm Austin King. Now, I've not been practicing law quite as long as my dad, but thanks to him, I know what it takes to be a good lawyer. I guess you could say it runs in the family.
Our town, a place for new beginnings, stalwart pine trees, reuniting with old friends. Whether you find yourself here for a ball game, a wedding, or just to catch up with those you love, we want to invite you to be a guest on our front porch, a place to sit back and watch the world go by, a place where time seems to slow down. Our home away from home. Welcome back. Captain Henderson House, now accepting reservations.
Top of the 4th inning, 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error for Delta State. No runs on 2 hits, no errors for Ouachita. It'll be 4-5-6 for the Lady Statesmen to start the 4th inning. Jenny Griggers stands in against Tuesday Melton, scores around a bunt, pulls it back, does not pull it back. Called strike 1. Can tell if he pointed to her. I missed if he pointed to her or if she offered and just missed on the bunt attempt, but regardless, the count is 0-1. The 0-1 pitch high for ball 1. Ouachita will be at home this weekend against Southern Arkansas. Nationally ranked Southern Arkansas Mule Riders come to Sully Anderson Field. The 2-1 pitch Offer did not pull it back and didn't make contact with it, so the count is 2-2. Grigger's a 5'10 junior from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Sam Houston High School. The 2-2 fouled out of play. Spins and finds a place to rest on the hill. Count still 2-2 from Tuesday Melton. Trying to record the first out of the fourth. Grigger's the 2-2, right back to Melton, goes off of her shin. Melton made the pitch, did what she needed to do. That's got to be frustrating for Tuesday Melton to get the ground ball you want, but it just went off of the foot or shin, and don't think it caught her glove. Kekahua Fernandez and Aarons walked to the circle to check on their pitcher. She shakes her head in frustration and tries to get back in there and record the out. Melton, a product of Benton High School. Another square round, a bunt attempt, this time from Sydney Peavy. Didn't get enough of the bat on that one. It goes back to the screen. Head coach Whitney Way calls the signs from the third base coach's box. Peavy processes the sign. Now Melton looking for her sign from the Ouachita dugout. The 0-1 square around a bunt again. That one was high. That was going to be a hit and run because Griggers was off with the pitch. Peavy was trying to put that one in play to advance Griggers to second base. Instead, it was fouled back. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, and Tuesday Melton wins that battle with Peavy. So Carly Blush, the DP, comes up with one out here in the top of the fourth. 1-0 Delta State. Runner goes. Kekahua Fernandez, nice throw down, but it's just in front of the bag. And it was a nice quick release. Shoebottom was covering from her shortstop position. And it's a stolen base for Jenny Griggers, and now she is in scoring position with one out here in the top of the fourth. Carly Blush fouls that one down the left field line and out of play. Aarons plays in front of the bag at third. Center field shaded to left just a couple of steps. That's Backeberg. The 1-1 pitch is low and outside for ball two. Hot shot to Shoebottom. Johnson had to come off the bag just a second. Thought she might get the foot back down, but ball popped out of her glove, and so runners at first and third now with one out. As Blush advances a hard hit ball. See what that is scored as, but now Degrapont comes to the plate now with a chance to extend this Delta State lead. There's Derek Grimes going to the circle, calling the infield and battery in. Digger Pont, the freshman catcher from Denham Springs, Louisiana. Ouachita expecting the bunt. They try to get it. The throw is not in time as Fernandez threw to Church at second instead of to second base to try to get the runner to break from third. It looked like Church might have double clutched to get that ball out of her glove. And the throw was a good one, but it's just a half second late, and now it's 2-0. And Blush ended up at second base. So Carly Blush at second in scoring position. The 0-1 pitch. Degrapont squared around a bunt, pulled it back. It was a called strike 2. So now the count is 0-2. Melton trying to get the second out of the inning. Melton tried to go to that outside corner. We've seen them, both pitchers, Jenkins and Melton, try to get that outside corner call. It's worked some. That one just a little bit too far outside. The 1-2 swing and a miss. Kekahua Fernandez catches the ball, and Tuesday Melton gets her, let's see, second strikeout of the inning. So now Lindsay Coffey to the plate. She gave Delta State its first run of the game with a leadoff home run in the top of the third. Nice pitch from Melton there. The 0-1 pitch coming to Lindsay Coffey. Runner in scoring position. The 0-1 pitch took some off of it, and Coffey laid off of that one. Count is even. Big swing and a miss. Nice placement on that one from Tuesday Melton. Excuse me. Now she's ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Delta State got the leadoff homer in the top of the 3rd from Coffey. The leadoff batter in the 4th reached and scored. And that is going to stay right in fair territory. That hugged the line, went down the line, and the first baseman fielded it. That was Hope Johnson right in front of the bag. You couldn't have much worse luck than for Lindsay Coffey than you could on that one. And that is the end of the 4th inning. So another run for the Lady Statesman. The top of the 4th inning. Another run for the Lady Statesman. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Delta State 2, Ouachita 0. Back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia, call Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
Two nothing. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Chris Babb here for game one. Chris Gay, a junior in the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, will be on for game two. Our thanks to Wyatt Ashlock, Priscilla Leverett. Had a little bit of fun in the truck on a Tuesday afternoon. Wyatt doubles as a director and a DJ. Kikahua Fernandez leads things off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Singled to left field in the in the second inning. She was forced out on the 6-5 put out to end that frame. Get that, it's 2 for 2 for Kikahua Fernandez. Kalia Kikahua Fernandez, 2 for 2. She had a single to left in the second, a single to center here in the fourth to lead things off. So Kikahua Fernandez led things off in the second, and Ouachita couldn't scratch one across. They'll see if they can change their fortune here in the fourth, and they want to cut into this 2-0 Delta State lead. Hope Johnson, first pitch swinging as well. Fouls that one back to the net. Johnson squares around to bunt, but can't get it down. Both teams have tried several bunts so far in this first 3+ innings and have not been able to convert. The 1-2, too far outside, 2-2. The 2-2 to Johnson. Catches the inside part of the plate for strike 3. So Johnson is the first out of the fourth inning. Tiffany Backenberg comes to the plate for Ouachita. She flew out to left field, put a charge into the one. Probably about 180 feet down there. Nice play ranging to her right from Elena Walker in left field. 1-0 the count now to the Ouachita freshman. The 1-0 pitch. Misses for ball 2. Very close to the location as far as left-right to the one that Hope Johnson was rung up on. Backenberg takes a hack at the 2-0 pitch. We can tell left and right good from our vantage point. A little bit better than our center field camera can. We're pretty much right behind the right-handed batter's box. Obviously, we're high enough that we can't tell up and down. High fly ball to left field from Backenberg, and it is gone, and we are tied at 2. First career home run from the freshman Tiffany Backenberg has tied the game up at 2, and she gets mobbed by her teammates at home plate. Put a charge into the first one, and then she put a charge into that one, and it was far enough to go over the fence in left center field to tie the game at 2. So what a moment for Tiffany Backenberg, the freshman from Colorado, getting her first home run of the year and of her Ouachita career, and drives in a run to tie the game at 2 with one out here at the bottom of the fourth inning. A little excitement from Tiffany as she was making her way around third base into her teammates, waiting for her at home. Might be the fastest home run trot we've seen in a while. Don't know if she knew it was out until after she was almost to second base. There's another shot in the left center field, but that one's not nearly as deep, and Jesselyn Aarons is retired on the F7 for the second out of the inning. Always remember that first collegiate home run, and for Tiffany Backenberg, it came in the fourth inning, and it helped tie the game. Her team facing a 2-run deficit, the 2-run home run tied it up. Kellen Church to the plate now with 2 outs. Slaps at that one and comes up empty, and the count is 0-1. The 0-1 pitch was outside. Church tried to lay off, but had already committed too much, and quickly in the hole 0-2. Went to the same spot. Church said not twice in a row. Got me once, not going to get me again right then on the next pitch. She stays alive. 1-2 pitch, fouled back to the net. Aaron Williams on deck. Retrieves that one and hands it to Elena Degrapont. Church stays alive again, fouls that one off of the locker room facility into the green space down the third baseline in front of the ditch. Church will try to do it again. Stays alive again, fouls that one into the net. Just next to the Ouachita dugout. Nice job by Church of staying alive. That one was close enough where she had to run it out, not knowing if it was going to spin back fair or not. So I believe that is the 4th foul ball in a row from Church, battling with 2 strikes. Ground ball to shortstop field. Church does have good speed, but the throw across the diamond is in time as Lindsey Coffey makes the nice play, and the throw across the diamond, and the side is retired. But not before the Tigers tie it. The freshmen come through. Kekahua Fernandez with a leadoff single. And then Tiffany Backenberg with a 1-out, 2-run home run to tie the game at 2. And we go to the top of the 5th inning, tied at 2. You're watching Ouachita Tiger Softball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Hello, I'm Taylor King. I've been practicing law for over 34 years, but long before that, I learned what it takes to be a good lawyer, caring for others. You could say it's a family trait, and it's one I've passed along to my kids. If you've been involved in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK. I want to help.
We want to help, to be on your side, by your side. I'm Austin King. Now, I've not been practicing law quite as long as my dad, but thanks to him, I know what it takes to be a good lawyer. I guess you could say it runs in the family.
Touchdown, Ouachita! Way up at the buzzer! Is it going to be an inside the Parker? Yes, it is!
So Tuesday Melton gets some help from her teammates. It tied the game in the bottom of the 4th inning, and it'll be 9-1-2 for Delta State. Alyssa Gova, Reagan Stafford, Atlanta Walker to start the top of the 5th. Melton gets a called strike on the first pitch here in the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch gets away from Melton and over the glove of Kekahuan Fernandez. And he evens the count at 1-1. One pitch, high fly ball in the infield. Shoe bottom. Camps out under it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And it goes to the top of the order for Delta State. Reagan Stafford. It'll be Alana Walker. And Michaela Helms if either of those two reach. Mentioned 14 players from Mississippi, several from Louisiana. By first count, we see 5 or 6. An Arkansas and a Tennessee sprinkled in through there on this Delta State roster, and a couple from Texas. One from Texas, from Grapevine in the Metroplex. The 0-1 pitch fouled back to the net, 0-2. Frame job from Kekahuna Fernandez doesn't get the call, as that one was outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. One out here in the top of the 5th. Stafford fouls that one off to stay alive, and she'll make her way back to the plate and do it again. The 1-2 pitch coming from Melton. Stafford looks in. Lays off of that one, and it's 2-2. That's a nice piece of 2-strike hitting from Reagan Stafford as she turned on that one and shot it through the gap between Church and Johnson at second and first. And that is a 1-out single for Reagan Stafford. That brings up Elena Walker. Singled and was stranded in the 3rd inning. Shot into left field, and that is in foul territory, but caught by Caitlin Province for the 2nd out of the inning. So the 2nd out of the inning recorded by Caitlin Province. She was playing in a perfect position for that one. That brings up Michaela Helms. Melton gets her sign from assistant coach Janie Grimes. Squared around to bunt, and that's foul. Melton will pick up the bat and hand it back to Helms. Stafford retreats back to first base. So 0-1 the count now with a runner on first. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. First of 2 today between Ouachita and Delta State. The 0-1 Shot into center field. Backenberg ranges to her left and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So Helms is retired on the F8, and that ends the threat, mini threat here in the 5th inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 2. Come back after this timeout. We'll have the bottom of the 5th for you here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
If you or a loved one gets hurt in an accident,
You need true care and concern,
you can hand us everything, the bills, the paperwork, and anything else you need help with.
so you can focus on recovering from your injury.
That's why people turn to the Taylor King Law Firm.
You need an attorney with integrity and experience in dealing with the complex details.
We do everything we can to relieve the stress and take care of your family.
If you're injured in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
We'll be on your side, by your side.
Our town, a place for new beginnings, stalwart pine trees, reuniting with old friends. Whether you find yourself here for a ball game, a wedding, or just to catch up with those you love, we want to invite you to be a guest on our front porch. A place to sit back and watch the world go by. A place where time seems to slow down. Our home away from home. Welcome back. Captain Henderson House, now accepting reservations.
Back to the top of the order for Ouachita, and Erin Williams as we lead off she will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-2 the score. Yikes. Jenkins can live out there. You can pitch a 10 out there if you're going to pitch. You're going to get that one. I go back to that exact same spot. Nothing she can do with that pitch. She tried to go there and just missed a little bit too far outside. 1-1 the count now. See if Degrapont sets up outside again. She does. And that one just went too far into the right-handed batter's box from Jenkins. Both pitchers nibbling on that outside because they're going to get it. Outside again. Degrapont sets up there. Williams reaches for that one and fouls it back to the net, or back to the backstop. Here at Sully Anderson Field on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. That was a nice piece of two-strike hitting from Erin Williams. She's going to round it, and probably rounded it too far, and she is out. I don't think she tagged her. I think she might have missed, but regardless. Yeah, Coach Janie Grimes is going to ask the umpire if she tagged her. Williams rounded the bag too much at first. It was a nice relay back to get Williams as she was trying to scurry back and dive back into the bag. And so single to left field and then out on the 7-6-3 put out. The 0-1 pitch is just outside for ball one. Province doubled to right center, turned on one in the third inning, but she was stranded. She'll try to get her second hit of the day, the 2-1, too far outside for ball three. Swing and a miss on that 3-1 offering as Degrapont setting up on the outside part of the plate to each of these left-handed batters. And that one was just out of the zone for ball 4. So Callie Jordan to the plate for the Tigers now. Flew out to center in the first, grounded out to the first baseman in the third inning, 0 for 2. They got Jenkins says if I'm going to get it, I'm going to go right back there, as she should. Too far outside for ball 1. See how far out you can get the call and then work back in. That's what Jenkins has been doing, especially in this 5th inning with the left-handed part of the lineup. Didn't get that one. The 2-1 pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Could be 2, nice turn, but not in time. There was a nice field and shuffle from Coffey to Peavy covering at second. The relay was not in time, was not hard enough hit. So 6-4 for the put out at second base. Jordan reaches on the fielder's choice, and now Madison Schubottom to the plate for Ouachita with 2 outs. Inside part of the plate, that time from Jenkins. Got the called strike. The 1-1, late swing and a miss on that one. And it's 1-2 with 2 outs, and Jenkins trying to strand another base runner. Shoebottom lays off that one that was in the dirt. Nice block behind the plate from Degrapont. The 2-2 pitch misses for ball 3. So the count is full, and with 2 outs, Jordan will be running on the pitch from first base. Payoff pitch, base hit into right field. Callie Jordan rounds the bag and makes her way to third. The throw was a good throw from right field. Right fielder Reagan Stafford thinking she might have been able to get Jordan with a tag, but it was fielded in front of the bag by Michaela Helms, and she was looking for the runner at first base, Madison Shoebottom. So another freshman coming through for Ouachita. It's Madison Shoebottom with the 2-out single, and that brings up Kekahuna Fernandez, who's 2 for 2. Those were all to lead off innings. Squares around to bunt, called strike. The 0-1 fouled down the first base line in front of the Delta State dugout, and so now Kekahuna's going to have to protect. Kekahuna Fernandez, 2 for 2. Single in the second, single in the fourth. That shot to shortstop, and Coffee fields it on one bounce and flips to second to force out Shoebottom. So Ouachita threatens, gets a runner to third, but there were two stranded. And we go to the top of the sixth inning, still tied at 2. You're watching Ouachita Softball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Hello, I'm Taylor King. I've been practicing law for over 34 years, but long before that, I learned what it takes to be a good lawyer, caring for others. You could say it's a family trait, and it's one I've passed along to my kids. If you've been involved in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK. I want to help.
We want to help, to be on your side, by your side. I'm Austin King. Now, I've not been practicing law quite as long as my dad, but thanks to him, I know what it takes to be a good lawyer. I guess you could say it runs in the family.
Go to the top of the sixth of the 7-inning game. First of 2 today here at Sully Anderson Field between Ouachita and Delta State. Ouachita in the Great American Conference. Delta State in the Gulf South Conference. These two used to be conference foes for Ouachita. Oh, and that Griggers squared around a bunt, and the bunt went off the bottom of the bat and caught Kekahuna Fernandez in the leg, and she's going to hop up and walk that one off, and they're going to give her some time. It's a nice laugh from Shoebottom and Aarons. Makes her way back behind the plate. Fun conversation between Kekahuna Fernandez and Griggers and the home plate umpire, and we're back to action as the shade of our tree behind Sully Anderson Field. This is the Sully tree. Just got named that. It's going to start making its way across the infield. The 0-1 pitch, a high fly ball into left center field. Backenberg blocks the sun off. She's called off by Province, who was not having to look into the sun. And Griggers is retired on the F7. Nice communication by Province and Backenberg in the outfield. Backenberg was using her glove to shield herself from the sun. I think she had a bead on it, but Province knew that she was not looking at the sun, probably had a safer play. So nice job of both Caitlin Province and Tiffany Backenberg. So one out here in the top of the sixth. Sydney Peavy to the plate. Struck out the last time she saw Tuesday Melton. That was in the fourth. That was the first out of that fourth inning. One 0 pitch. That's a shot through the middle, a shot up the middle, just out of the reach of Madison Shoebottom at short. So Peavy makes good contact one, and the single to center field brings up Carly Blush, the designated player. Aarons plays 2 steps in front of the bag at third, you see there. Johnson even with the bag at first, ready to charge. See how Ouachita defends this. If Blush, the designated player, you wouldn't expect her to square around and bunt. And she definitely does not that. A big healthy cut at that one, fouled it down the first base line. Out into right field foul territory. Jordan retrieves it. And Melton approaches the rubber and gets the sign from the dugout. Blush, one of only 2 left-handed batters in this lineup. Nice frame job by Kekahuna Fernandez behind the plate, but didn't get the call. So the count is even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Tie ball game in the top of the 6th. The 1-1 pitch misses as well, and so now Blush is ahead in the count, 2-1. Our flag at the top of the screen in center field, I believe, has been wrapped around the pole. The wind is swirling so much. That's a nice 2-1 pitch from Melton. Taken for a called strike 2. The 2-2 fouled out of play, and Blush will do it again. Delta State coming off of a rough weekend against Auburn Montgomery in Gulf South Conference play. Ouachita lost a series at Southeastern Oklahoma State. As the 2-2 pitch from Melton just got enough of it, Blush did, to stay alive. Both of these teams looking at this midweek non-conference doubleheader to kind of get back in rhythm, and as they step back into conference play this weekend with tough opponents. The 2-2 swing and a miss. Melton went upstairs and Blush couldn't catch up with it, and that is the first strikeout of the inning for Tuesday Melton, 3rd in the last 3 innings. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter for Delta State as head coach Whitney Way makes her way down to the home plate umpire to signify the change, and that's going to be Jalen Taylor. Jalen Taylor will step in from the left side, the 5'5" freshman from Byhalia, Mississippi. Graduate of Lewisburg High School is Taylor steps in, fisted, and that's going to be foul. Aarons with an amazing attempt at it, just out of your screen, but that was tremendous effort from Jesselyn Aarons as she ran into foul territory, dropped her right foot with the drop step, and sprinted back and made a diving effort away from the infield and was just about 6 inches away from making a fantastic catch to end this 6th inning. The 0-1 pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So now Melton going to that outside part of the plate. The 0-2. That's a nice piece of 2-strike hitting. We've seen that from both teams over the last inning and a half as Taylor extends the inning for Delta State. So Lindsay Coffey to the plate. She accounted for the first run of the game with a leadoff home run in the top of the 3rd inning. She stands in with 2 on and 2 out and fouls that one out of play. Coffee trying to give Delta State a 5-2 lead with one swing of the bat right there. The 0-1 high for ball one. Big spot here and late in the game, tie game, runner in scoring position. The 1-1 pitch, Coffee fouls that one back to the net. So Melton will try to get this big out. Coffee, the 8-hole hitter in the lineup, but obviously has home run power. She grounded out to Hope Johnson at first base to end the fourth inning. Melton would like that here. Coffee would like to give them the lead. The 1-2 pitch outside for ball two. So twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2-2. High fly ball, that's going to stay in the infield. Kellen Church calls off. Johnson makes the catch, and the side is retired, and Melton strands 2 more Lady Statesmen on the bag. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 2. You're watching Ouachita Tiger Softball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
We go to the bottom of the 6th, pinch hitting for Ouachita, Maggie Huddleston. Normal starter for Ouachita when she's not pitching, the designated player. Of course, Derek Grimes going to Huddleston here to see if she can get something going here in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-1 pitch outside for ball one. Tiffany Backenberg on deck for Ouachita. She accounted for both of Ouachita's runs with a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. Big swing from Huddleston for strike 2, came up empty. So, 1-2 the count now to Maggie Huddleston. Pinch hitting for Hope Johnson. See what the defensive replacement is when Ouachita comes out for the top of the 7th. They hope with a lead. The 2-2 pitch fouled out of play. And Huddleston stays alive. Madison Jenkins still in the circle for the Statesman. The 2-2 taken for a called strike 3. Backenberg comes to the plate now for Ouachita. with one out, the bottom of the sixth. Ball one to the freshman center fielder getting the start today. Sixth start of the season. She's taking advantage of it. A 1-0 pitch. She turned away from that one, but it turned back into the zone for strike one. So 1-1 the count now to Backenberg. The 1-1 pitch misses outside. Jalen Taylor stayed in at catcher for Delta State. She pinch hit for Dagrapon in the top of the sixth inning and stays in at catcher in the bottom. The 2-1 ground ball to third base, foul ball, and it's a nice play at third base from Michaela Helms to field that one and make a strong throw across the diamond, but it was fielded in foul territory. And so Backenberg will make her way back to the box and do it with two. Ground ball back to Helms. Smothers that one. Her momentum was carrying her towards first base. She fielded it. And threw across the diamond to retire Backenberg. Jesselyn Aarons to the plate. Flew out to left field in the fourth. Walked in the second. Looking for her first hit of the day. She's behind in the count, 0-1. Outside, evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is taken for a called strike one, so 1-2 with two outs. Jenkins tried to go back to the same spot, and this umpire has been friendly to pitchers in that outside, giving them about a ball, about a few inches off the plate. The 2-2 pitch fouled back to the net, and Aaron's kind of had to go after that one. Can't do anything with it, really. I don't even think that was one you could push to right field, but she had to waste it to stay alive. The 2-2, same spot, and it's grounded back to the pitcher. And that's why the pitcher benefits from that. It forces the batters to swing at pitches they don't want, and that ends the sixth inning. So we go to the seventh, tied at 2, Delta State, Ouachita. Midweek non-conference doubleheader, game one. Coming down to the final innings after we come back on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Hello, I'm Taylor King. I've been practicing law for over 34 years, but long before that, I learned what it takes to be a good lawyer, caring for others. You could say it's a family trait, and it's one I've passed along to my kids. If you've been involved in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK. I want to help.
We want to help, to be on your side, by your side. I'm Austin King. Now, I've not been practicing law quite as long as my dad, but thanks to him, I know what it takes to be a good lawyer. I guess you could say it runs in the family.
Our town, a place for new beginnings, stalwart pine trees, reuniting with old friends. Whether you find yourself here for a ball game, a wedding, or just to catch up with those you love, we want to invite you to be a guest on our front porch. A place to sit back and watch the world go by. A place where time seems to slow down. Our home away from home. Welcome back. Captain Henderson House, now accepting reservations.
Bottom of the 7th inning, tied at 2. 9-1-2 for Delta State. Alyssa Gover, Reagan Stafford, Alana Walker, Kayla Helms, if anybody reaches, against Tuesday Melton out for her 7th inning of work. Trying to get this one to the bottom half of the 7 and let Ouachita walk it off. There's work to do before that. The 0-1 pitch misses outside. The 1-1 forthcoming. Missed with that one. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Melton fooled her with that one. And the count is even at 2-2, and Gover threw her head back in disgust after that swing. As soon as she started to swing, she knew that she didn't want to. The 2-2. Church ranges to her right, but can't make the backhanded stop, and so it is an infield single for Gover. To lead off the top of the 7th. Back to the top of the order, Reagan Stafford. A nice 2-strike base hit to right center field, or right field. Leans out for the bunt, didn't pull it back. Looked like there might have been some miscommunication either between the base runner and coach, or Stafford looked back at one of them and the coach, and first base coach reassuring. The 0-1 squared around a bunt. Doesn't get it. Melton, that is. Melton doesn't get the call, and the count is even at 1. So Gover is at first after a leadoff single. Stafford looks like she's going to try to bunt her down to second. That pitch was outside, and so now Stafford ahead in the count, 2-1. The 2-1. The throw down to second. Good throw by Kekahuna Fernandez. Good speed from Gover to get down there on the stolen base. And so now, with a 3-1 count, nobody out, Delta's in business with a runner in scoring position. Stafford already with a base hit to right field today. The 3-1 pitch taken for a called strike 2. Throw from Kekahuna Fernandez was right on target. It looked like it was fielded right in front of the bag, and tag was applied, but might have been just a hair late as Gover slid to the back of the bag. Full count, nobody out. Stafford chokes up, grounds that one right in front of the plate, and she beats it out. It's the same as a bunt, as the lefty had the step of momentum, and it bounced right in front of the plate. Stafford used her great speed to get down the line. And so now, first and third with nobody out for Delta State. Elena Walker, listed as a right-handed batter, but has now switched over to the left side. Stafford reaches second base. So now second and third with nobody out. Slap hit. Fouled back for strike one. One pitch, fouled out of play. And Melton's ahead in the count. 1-2. One, two. She did go around. She tried to pull it back. First base coach is looking like, what call? And I think Walker knew that she didn't pull it back. She tried to get it back, but as soon as the call was made, she turned to the dugout knowing that she had offered at it. So Michaela Helms comes to the plate. Melton going outside. Coach Derek Grimes is going to call time, bring the infield in. Delta State head coach Whitney Way calls both of her runners, the batter and the first base coach, over to the third base. So both coaches now talking strategy. Obviously, this is a big part of the game. Tie game, 2-2. 2 runners in scoring position for Delta State, 1 out. Coach Grimes making sure that the defense is on the same page of what you want to do when the ball comes to you here to cut down the run, get the out. We're back to action. Big spot. The 1-0 pitch, they're going to intentionally walk Michaela Helms to set up the force. So 2-0. You got to make sure you throw it, make sure it's a ball, and that was the bunt. So that one was not far enough out to take, and so essentially it was the same as a walk. Coach Grimes saying that the bat was in fair territory and hit the ball, but to no avail. So now Ouachita essentially is in the same spot. And that is a high fly ball to left center field, and that is a grand slam. So Ouachita tries to walk the batter to load the bases to set up the force. Didn't get the force. They got what they wanted, but then Jenny Griggers makes Ouachita pay with a 1-out grand slam here in the top of the 7th inning, and that was the loudest hit of the game. That was a line drive that off the bat, even from our vantage point, you knew that one was gone. And just like that, it is 6-2 Delta State after a single from Gover, a stolen base, single right in front of the plate from Stafford. Strikeout to Walker. The intentional walk, well, it wanted to be an intentional walk. It ended up being a bunt single. to Helms. And then Griggers gets the grand slam. So the game has turned on a dime, and that is a line drive right to Kellen Church for the second out of the inning.
Designated player, Carly Blush.
When it rains, it pours, even on sunny days sometimes, and that's what they have to feel like they're in the middle of right now. Carly Blush to the plate for Delta State. Struck out in the third, was stranded in the fourth. Excuse me, struck out in the sixth, was stranded in the fourth. The 1-0, ground ball off the glove of Hope Johnson. And Blush reaches here with 2 outs in the seventh. Have a substitution being called by Coach Way. We're going to have a pinch runner for Delta State. That's going to be Mary Scott Lofton, the junior utility player from Doddsville, Mississippi, Bayou Academy.
Catcher, Jalen Taylor.
So Jalen Taylor to the plate now with 2 outs for Delta State. The runner goes, the throw is there. Stolen base for Lofton. Good throw by Kekahuna Fernandez. The catch by Shoebottom. Tag applied, but not in time. Taylor fouls that one out of play. Evens the count. Here with 2 outs, Washita needs to get out of this one and come back and get a run put together. The 1-1 pitch inside. Called a strike. And Melton is ahead in the count, 1-2, trying to get to the seventh. The bottom of the seventh, the 1-2, high for ball 2, so now 2s across the board. The 2-2 pitch, shot into left center field. That's going to get down, that's going to score a run. And so Jalen Taylor does her job with 2 outs and again with 2 strikes. So now it is 7-2.
Shortstop, Lindsay Coffey.
Big swing from Coffey. Throw down to first from Kekahuna Fernandez. The 0-1 pitch to Coffey outside. Taylor took a false step towards second. Thought Kekahuna Fernandez might have bobbled that ball. The 1-1 popped out of play. No, that's still going to stay in. And that catch is made by Jesselyn Aarons as she and Kekahuna Fernandez came together. I thought that ball was up here in the stands with us, but it stayed in play, and that is the third out of the inning. But not before the big swing came from the bat of Jenny Gregors. It was a grand slam that gave Delta State the 6-2 lead. They added one more, and that means Ouachita needs 5 when we come back for the bottom of the 7th on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Hello, I'm Taylor King. I've been practicing law for over 34 years, but long before that, I learned what it takes to be a good lawyer, caring for others. You could say it's a family trait, and it's one I've passed along to my kids. If you've been involved in an accident, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK. I want to help.
We want to help, to be on your side, by your side. I'm Austin King. Now, I've not been practicing law quite as long as my dad, but thanks to him, I know what it takes to be a good lawyer. I guess you could say it runs in the family.
I'm Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic.
Hey, this is Alex Pruitt with Sports Illustrated Magazine.
This is Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
This is Danielle Musselman.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN.
This is Tom Hart of ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
It'll be 9-1-2 for Ouachita in the bottom of the 7th, having to answer Delta State's 5 runs in the top of the 7th. First pitch from Church, fouled out of play, or strike 1. The 0-1. That could get down, but no, it's played nicely in left field by Atlanta Walker. She was playing Church towards the line, and then it was stayed up in the air just enough to allow Walker to make the catch. So Aaron Williams steps in, singled in the 5th, got caught rounding the bag too much. Big swing and a miss on the first one she sees from Madison Jenkins, in line for the win. Jenkins lost that one. The count is even, 1-1. Game 2 will start about 30 minutes after this one concludes. It will be on a separate stream. We'll stop this stream at the end of this game and then start another stream. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 pitch. It's 1-2 now. Still at the same OSDN.live, Ouachita Sports Digital Network YouTube channel, but you'll look for softball versus Delta State Game 2, and that will start about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Coffey fielded that one on the short hop. She felt like she had to rush the throw and threw it across the diamond too high, and that allowed Aaron Williams to reach base safely. So we go to Caitlin Province. Province batting second in the lineup today for Ouachita and playing left field. First one to Province is high for ball 1. Time called by Delta State is making sure everybody's on the same page defensively. Not talking to Jenkins. This was strictly a defensive visit. See him talking to Coffey and the other infielders. Now, Delta State head coach Whitney Way coming to talk to the plate or the field umpire. Not sure what that was about. Regardless, we're back to action now as the grand slam from Delta State in the top of the 7th broke the tie. Province puts a charge into that one, but Walker, playing in a similar spot, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So, last chance for Ouachita to extend this one. And this is Callie Jordan. Jordan reached on a fielder's choice and was stranded in the 5th, and she'll try to extend it and move it to the next person. And that one was a whole foot-long Subway sandwich outside of the plate. But Jenkins got to go back to the same spot, doesn't she? She brings it up the middle, and that is going to be the unconventional 1-6 put out at second base as it went off the glove of Jenkins into the glove of Coffey, stepped on the bag for the force out, and that is the final score. Your final score of game 1, Delta State 7, Ouachita 2. Madison Jenkins with the win for Delta State. Tuesday Melton with the loss for Ouachita. The big hit came in the top of the 7th inning as Jenny Grigger's grand slam broke a 2-2 tie. Delta State added a run and Ouachita couldn't respond. And that is the final score of game 1. Again, our thanks to Wyatt Ashlock, Priscilla Leverett, Noah Brown, and Ouachita Sports Digital Network students. This is Chris Babb. Thanks for tuning in. Again, game 2 will start in about 30 minutes on the stream. Chris Gay will be along for the call of that one. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening on the Washington. Thanks for tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law.